Hey.
All right, hope everyone's had a good weekend. Down my list. All right, wanted to firstly talk about Japan issue that happened on the weekend. So Vinod, you may be still catching up with the emails about everything, but so after post-patch testing, we found that the Emacs Windows login wasn't connecting to production. It tested fine in the dev system, and web access was fine, but it just wouldn't connect into Windows. Last night it was indicating there was a problem with the application server, so the patches got rolled back. We even got the server restored to as it was on Friday. That still didn't work. Balaji did some stuff after Ben and I dropped off at midnight last night. That seemed to fix the problem, and some sort of GPO setting that he did, policy setting. So that meant that the login on the application server started working fine, but Citrix still wouldn't connect. So we tried a few installs and reinstalls this morning, and then Boone tried it on a brand new, well, not a brand new, but the old UAT server that we had. And that worked strangely. Still don't know 100% sure why that worked. Potentially it's got something to do with the different operating system level of this UAT server, which is 20. All the other Citrix servers are 2016. Now using the new servers, so they've quickly spun up some additional servers to support Japan 2019 servers. They're still investigating the root cause of why the 2016 servers are having some sort of problems, because the whole thing was just, it's weird that it's not a consistent behavior no matter which layer we were looking at, I guess until probably today. So short term is we have a workaround in place. I guess the risk that I'm worried about now is that this suddenly stops working for Australia. And so we don't have any more spare UAT servers. So depending on what they find from the root cause analysis, if they find anything, whether we have to proactively replace the 2016 servers. So it's all rather weird experiences, but it looks like we have something that's semi-working now at least.
I don't think it's a 2019 thing.
I'd be
Well, the Citrix server 204 is connecting to the dev application fine.
Right.
It's currently linked to the dev application. I'm guessing they restarted, and I don't know, or they changed the registry, because it's now looking up the dev app server or the dev app.
The dev app, so yeah.
But the installation is exactly the same. It's just the registry that changed. It's like the opposite of what we did on the dev server when we tried to change it to production, and that broke. On the production server, the registry was changed. Looks like it's changed to the dev one, and it's connecting.
Yeah, it's just weird.
So it's not an app thing at all, because the app actually works on the Citrix server, connecting to dev.
Yeah. Which kind of leads that it could be some sort of policy change that was just pushed out to some particular service for some reason, but I've got no evidence to think of that. But that's, I guess, just what's on the top of my mind at the moment.
I feel like a registry may have corrupted rather than them pushing something.
Yeah, well, that's one of our
Because I
thoughts.
ran the TLS connection thing as well. Connects, you know how we're getting the errors for the production connection? Connects to dev.
Yeah.
That connects to the dev database as well,
Mm.
which makes sense because that's why the app is opening when the registry is changed to dev as well. So it's something specific with the connection between or to the database server. Like it may be a policy with the port or something. Because both dev and production, when you change the registry to the production database or the production system, it fails.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's some changes somebody put in somewhere that's affecting these.
Well, I feel like a change may have corrupted it rather than the change affected it.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Because if the change
one of the things we asked last
it would have
night was,
affected Australia.
yeah, it,
Sir.
in theory, and that's why it does make sense, because you think if it was a policy change pushed out, that it would affect more than just Japan. And we quizzed people last night on what other changes had been deployed, seeing there's something else that could relate, but you know they couldn't find anything in the change records for it. So it's still very open-ended and not clear.
I was half listening when they were doing the font stuff. Did they push the GPO to the sandbox server? Or did they install it manually?
I'm not sure. I wasn't properly paying enough attention at that point.
Because if it was pushed by like the gold image, that might be one thing. But if it was if it was manually done, that might be one thing. But if it was pushed by a gold image, that wouldn't make sense. But if it was installed manually, maybe the corruption is on the gold image source because it's a fail on both the dev and the production Citrix. Because I'm thinking now specifically connection to production database. When connecting to dev database, it's fine. When connecting to production database, it's the issue, both on the dev Citrix and the production Citrix.
Right, okay, yep.
So it might be a registry that's on the actual gold image that's corrupted. So no matter how you push it, it's going to keep going back. But that depends on if it was also put to the sandbox or if they did all the installations manually.
I assume they just pushed it, but I don't know.
Well, if they pushed it, they were applying, doing the apply to all with the fonts. Which means they didn't push it because those fonts would have already been on the gold image.
Yes. Well, obviously they're still they're not closing down the incident yet. That's still an ongoing investigation. So if they do ask, well, there's some good feedback saying that we think it's the connection between the Citrix and the production DB server. For some reason, that's maybe the root cause.
Because that's the consistent result out of everything.
Everything, yeah.
sample exam.
Vinod, do you have any questions on
Excel
this
sheet
item?
No, still.
Okay. Anything else we want to reference or talk about on this particular item?
No.
No.
All right. The next one is this plain 001 banking file format. So Vinod, I created a ticket for you today to look at the assessing using the India HSBC payment file format, and if that could be adopted into Singapore for their HSBC interface. HSBC have come back and saying that they won't accept the payment file format. So we won't, their current program is not going to be able to be used. The secondary item I want you to have a look at is with the design of the in the XML file, whether that it can be written into a database table so that we can retrieve data out of it, like the Japan Kariba interface works, because that is possibly a design solution we're going to need for Kariba for the Australia programs, banking programs, and possibly even in Singapore.
Okay. But
does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. But how would it be initiated, Steve? Just a schedule? It will be run through a schedule, or?
Yeah. So when the PMX payment programs run, they would create the payment data in a table inside PMX, and we would have a GA job that would run on a schedule to pull the payment data out, format it into the XML paying 001 file format, and send it to Kariba. Now, we could have MRI write the data already in that format into the table, like they do in JWI in Japan. Okay, and the Go Anywhere job is just quite simple, just reads the data already in the XML structure and creates the physical file to send.
Yeah, okay.
Open up for which design you think is easier to achieve. The bigger picture is they're hoping to have just the one payment program for the whole region going forward. So it'd be good to have a design where we can create the files ourselves and pull them and then push them to Kariba, because on SAS, they don't really have a solution to push us any files.
Okay. So the payment file creation will still be through MRI. Just that GA job will just pull and send it across, right? So
yeah. So at the moment, we're just looking for an assessment of A, can it be done, and B, a potential design for that, and there'll be a project created for actually building it.
okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense too.
For the second part of it, to do some testing with the India XML file, could you send me a copy or show me how to download the file so I can send it to the Kariba team for some testing?
Sure, Steve. I'll send you some samples.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Just a reminder that we're heading to end of week, so end of month. So look out for closing tickets that we can, and updating some projects in Rocket Lane. With projects, So we'll start off with Vinod's ones at the bottom. The UBS ones, any change in some of the statuses here?
Yes, Steve. For the chart of account, we got some update from the clients, so we have updated that. And now I mean, it is not giving any error, but it is in the in approval status. The same with T201 as well. All the errors have gone away. For the T206, it is still in having some issues. I'm still checking with Kate. So other than T206, the remaining we have done good progress.
Okay, so 2206 is the one that's still, I guess, lagging behind a bit. And what was the one for T05, sorry?
Same chart of account has been no, that doesn't have any files. 05 is skipped.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. So client confirmed that there is no validation or something to be uploaded.
Right. For Kariba, for Japan, the homework for next week is, I want you to tell me what's outstanding to close down this project. The data files being pushed to EDP has been done. I believe the only thing left is the payment dashboards and how to flag those transactions as being now going through Kariba with the job that Stephanie created. So I believe all the other tasks are done, but you need to update that in Rocket Lane, and so we can have a clear understanding of what's left to close this one out.
Okay, Steve.
That one's closed. That's on hold. The rank one has
that's gone for UAT. Yeah, and we have got some questions from user on the UAT. So UAT is currently in progress, Steve.
Okay.
And regarding the access, as you mentioned, that is how it is working. So to keep it simple, I mean, simple and secure, in the stored procedure itself, I have made the building IDs hard coded for rank one. So that I didn't give it as an input parameter for the stored procedure, because if we do that, they'll be able to pull any entity's data. So the name of the stored procedure also mentions the client name as rank one, and they have limited access by forcing the query itself to return only those buildings.
So all the stored procedures don't have a parameter for a building ID or entity ID.
No, there's only one for read and one for write. For write, they'll be sending back the invoice, so it is per invoice update. Bulk update won't happen. And the read one is a single read, and it will give all the invoices in a single API call. And for that, we are hard coding the list of building.
Yeah, okay. And so that means rank one can't update any other building.
Because that's right. So if they try to update, it will give us no records updated, because that will be outside the building, because we are forced in the where clause.
And if they expand this to include other buildings, does that mean that you have to change the stored procedure?
Yes, correct. So there will be no other changes needed. It will be directly SQL update. Nothing to change in MRI or access or anything. I mean the roles or anything. We'll have to come edit the store procedure directly.
And is the reason why you didn't create that as an entity class that you can have the users just change as they need to?
Because you're asking about the securing, I mean, giving them access only to the particular entity class, right? But they even then MRI APIs are still returning every data.
Yeah, but what I had to do with the one that I wrote, so I created an entity class of what buildings they had access to.
Mhm.
So if that changes, they can add another building or remove a building if they lose management of it. And the store procedure then references that entity class to see what buildings they can and can't read from.
Mm. Let me double check that once again, Steve, because for me it was not behaving like that. Let me double check that and confirm, Steve.
Okay. And was this looking at wasn't this a beginning of August go live date for rank one?
Yeah, Steve, that's right.
Okay. So we're expecting UAT sign off this week.
Yes.
Okay. And any feedback on the performance of the APIs from rank one? Are they not complaining
No.
about any performance issues?
No, they didn't complain anything about the performance.
Okay. I think it's looking to be quite a neat way to do some integrations now using the APIs rather than having SFTP. It's certainly a lot quicker that we don't have to worry about dealing with the Sterling team. So I'd be keen to see, I guess, the feedback on how this goes for rank one. The client that I'm doing an integration for Australia is that they've only got 2 buildings, so they don't have a real lot of data that they're pulling from it. But again, it's something we can probably explore for future requirements rather than doing SFTP file transfers. It all depends on who we're integrating with, because some of them don't have capabilities or middleware to read API data that's been pulled. But it's something I think we should look at exploring more frequently. And we'll give some KT to Boone and Stephanie on how these have been built, and just so everyone's a know for supportability how they work.
Sure, Steve.
The next one I'm potentially going to create as a project for Boone and Vinod to work on is the India e-delivery of invoice and credit note. So that's currently sitting in our pipeline work. Boone's had a chat to OpenBox and they don't anticipate any performance issues of adding another site. We're not 100% sure how this impacts any licensing costs, because I think our subscription goes with leases that gets pushed through the system rather than like a user account. It's not very clear on how how close we are to that limit. That's something I might check with the eConnect team before we proceed with building anything. Any questions on that?
No, Steve. Did they say do we have any timeline on this?
You know what Sanjeev's like with his timelines?
Yeah.
But I think he's focusing on the Philippines problems at the moment. But I want to start working on this, at least get a conceptual design together and how it's going to work, so we can start proactively building something for him, even if it's not everything all at once, but we start off with the invoices and then move to credit notes and do like a phased approach.
Yeah. Okay.
And we will need to create new mailboxes for him as well, so that's something else. I mean, we go manually while we're doing testing, but yeah, I think mailbox delivery gives the full automation experience, which is probably what I'm happy about. Not that we don't have problems with emailing.
On InConnect, is that thing working? The service, whatever that thing broke on Friday?
Yeah.
And what's their plan to move that into production, the fix they had for it?
They moved it to production.
Before it broke last week or after?
After.
After it.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it should automatically restart if it
Yep.
fails.
Yep.
Okay. Good. Stephanie, any items or any updates on any of your projects?
No, none of those.
None of those. I guess we're still waiting for Leah regarding a timeline for the CAPS upgrade.
I'm not sure. Like, I don't know where they went with that.
I know they were organising penetration testing, and that was one of the key items they need to have done for the upgrade. And I think that had to be done first before
The MRI stuff.
well, before the production upgrade would be done.